as far as the style, I believe that came in 2016 when I just decided to be fearless. Well, not I didn't decide. Life decided to make me fearless. This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's that one.
Alright, let's do it.
What's up, everyone? I'm Teezo Touchdown. We're out here. What part of New York is this?
We're in Tribeca.
We're in Tribeca right now, getting our nails done. We're doing matching nails today.
So, you're from Texas, of course.
Yeah, Southeast, little town called Beaumont, like 45 minutes from Louisiana, hour and a half from Houston.
Yeah.
So I'm like a sandwich of culture. Yeah.
So how much time are you spending there right now?
A lot of time. I like to go, I feel like when I go home, I strip all of this down and I play like a normal character. A lot of people think when I do this is like, oh, he's putting this on, but to me, cosplaying is when I strip down and just melt into my city.
Totally.
And just go under the radar.
So how's New York been treating you overall?
I love New York. I always look at New York like a trampoline. Every time I come here, I bounce higher and higher.
Oh, in a very makeshift way. I feel like you're kind of sending a message that anyone can start to make films or movies or music from their home, kind of. Is that true?
Absolutely. I would have these grandiose ideas. Like, yo, we need a budget for that. But I never wanted anything to stop me from getting stuff done. So
yeah,
I love the DIY aspect. Whatever you got in your pocket can probably change your life. So I try to put myself in. If I was a fan of Teezo Touchdown, what would I like to see?
Exactly.
That's why I talk to the people who my fans. So when I say that, I like in the fan video or in this next video, I'm very literal when I say fans because they keep me cool. Because I feel like I've had a lot of jobs before this. I was a janitor, I was a bartender, I worked in retail. So a lot of what I do is customer service. I'm always open to hear what my people want to see.
What does the Post-it note mean to you?
So the Post-it note came about when I did my first. I got my first magazine print. It was a Face magazine. I did a shoot with Stephen Klein, and even like when I did my first interview, I wanted to make sure I did it in an unconventional way because I'm a new artist, so I want to catch your attention when I have it. I had a scanner at the time, and I had some sticky notes. Like the original sticky notes were like this very pale yellow, and I just wrote on that, scanned the picture, and I posted it. And that was the first time that the sticky note was like introduced. A lot of what I do is extreme trial and error, and that's one of the things, no pun intended, that's just stuck.
But yeah, kind of what you just said reminds me of Virgil a little bit. I don't know how much you were influenced by him at all, but in his creative theories, just always reference your 13-year-old self. And to me, that's just always reference your younger self. Like always bring up things that meant a lot to you when you were like a kid, kind of.
That's genius, reference your 13-year-old self.
Yeah, but yeah, so you are songwriter, singer, bass player.
Thank you.
Trombone player.
Come on now, Ben.
What do you think is the next instrument or thing that you'll pick up? Do you have any idea? Is there anything that you want to pick up?
I think just stamping that bass thing. I think going back and really honing in on that. A lot of my favorite songwriters are bass players, like Phil Lennon, you got Rick James, even with Prince, a lot of his songs started out with just drum and bass. So I think just going back and really honing in on that, on the bass, that's my next thing.
Do you think that a true artist is multidisciplinary? Like no one should be subject to one medium or one instrument or anything like that. Do you agree with that?
I think the times now you kind of have to be. I feel like it used to be such a flex to be like, yo, I do everything. I shoot my own videos and this and that. But like now it's you kind of have to do that to be able to even survive in this market where everyone is a creative. Everyone has the tools that you have. So I think it's very important. I think if you're not doing that now, I would say don't approach it in a micromanaging state. I think approach it and do your research in a way that would help whatever you're doing right now.
Totally.
Don't do it in vain and be like, I don't have a team, so I'll do it by myself.
Right.
Do it because it'll genuinely help whatever you got going on right now.
Right. Like if you have the people around you, use them still.
Use them, credit them, pour into them. ask them what they think. You know what I'm saying? Trust. If they're around you, then you should trust them. So
Yeah,
really trust the people that's around you.
totally.
No one does it alone.
When did your style exploration start? Like, when was the first time you started painting your nails or exploring with some unique clothing that normal people weren't really wearing to school or something like that?
I would say, I think I first painted my nails like the end of 2018. And I remember it just being like, I would just continue to keep looking at my hand like, y'all really painted my nails, and it just looked, it was something about it. I remember like the first night that I painted them that night. You know, when you wake up in the morning, like, yo, was that a dream? I look at my hand, I'm like, all right, so I did that. So that was the first time for that. And as far as the style, I believe that came in 2016 when I just decided to be fearless. Well, I didn't decide, life decided to make me fearless. And I was just using my friends as like test subjects, like wearing these crazy outlandish things around them. And I said, if I can take whatever they're gonna say to me, then I can take whatever the world's gonna say to me.
Yeah,
and
right.
It worked.
Yeah.
And I would say my friend Big J, who's an artist from my hometown, she came to my house one time and she had the bust down nails, like they were just shining. And she connected me with her. I get a lot of my style and glam inspiration from women, for sure. I feel like they set the standard for me of what I should look like when I step out of the house.
Totally.
That I was like, wait a minute, there's a lot more fun stuff going on in this section.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you brought up the thrift. I remember being in my hometown at a thrift stop in the women's section, and this woman was behind me. She was like, you know this is the women's section, right? I was like, oh, thank you. And I keep searching, and she was like, you know this is the women's. Like, I was like, ma'am, I get it, okay?
How much are you shopping at the thrift?
Oh, a lot.
Any secondhand clothing? I mean?
I feel like this shirt that I have on right now, both of these are secondhand. I'm blessed enough to have these relationships in the high-end fashion, but I also respect the being able to go to a Goodwill and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of my style comes from wearing the same thing every day, and at least every day try to add something new to the outfit. It teaches me how to accessorize, how to just accessorize, like these boots, like to customize them with the fur and the nails and stuff. It just comes from wearing this stuff every day, seeing what sticks, and if it doesn't, it'll fall off.
Yeah.
I really don't like getting my hair done, so I try to keep it as fresh as possible, as long as possible.
Yeah.
Because hair days for me are so long, man.
Yeah. How long does that take?
This is probably my second longest style. I think this is like 4 days, wash included.
So I know, of course, you're a director, and I know you're into film also. You watch any movies that you really like lately?
I'm glad you asked that. I probably just seen one of the funniest movies I've seen in a long time. It's the Owen Wilson movie, Paint.
Oh, that just came out, right?
Yeah. I just made my acting debut in something that's coming up that's really special that I can't wait for the world to see. So yeah, I'm definitely down for that. I'm definitely down to just be the runner on set. So if you listen to this, I don't even got to be in front of the camera. I'm down to get donuts and coffee. I'm down with that. I definitely want to step into the cinema world though.
So I gotta ask you, what is it like working with Tyler?
It's definitely a privilege. I'm thankful, man. I learned so much from him. My first tour, you know what I'm saying, my first billboard placement. It's just a lot, and I'm glad that it's him. It's a lot of people who've reached out and given me a lot of game and opportunity, and I'm just thankful of all of that, and I'm just eager to do the same to the next person.
Yeah, that's a question that I also want to ask you is, as a bigger artist, who do you see in your shoes that you want to uplift like Tyler did to you? Is there anyone that you want to plug right now?
I'm lucky enough that the people that I want to help, it's not like I'm the bigger artist. To me, like, they're my peers. So like, whoever I come in contact with, they're asking me questions. I'm asking them questions, because community is what's going to keep you around for a long time. So I say, even if you're watching this and you're like, who's going to give me a cosign or whatever, I don't think you should look for that. I think you should look around and see who you can reach and build that community, pour into them, pour into each other and support each other, because it's all glitz and glam right now. No pun intended, we're getting our nails done. But it's gonna be a lot of nights where you wondering like, yo, why it's just not moving? Why nobody listening to my album? Why nobody, like, if you watching the numbers or whatever, it's gonna get lonely and all of that, but you're gonna need people to, You don't want to have people who you can, I call it dwell pay, who you can call and complain with. And if you do complain, but at the end of that, give yourself that time to complain, but at the end of that, start finding solutions.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be a star eventually, so enjoy every single moment of the excruciating times. And I'm speaking from a point of experience. I'm gonna watch this when I'm, like I'm saying, curled up in the bed wondering why. I'm gonna watch this interview and listen to myself talk so with this vibrato and stuff and know, all right, cool, everything is all right. Where everything seems so far away, you think that you have to go to the next big town over or the next city over. I would say look around at the things that you have, the tools that you have. Look at your hometown. Don't try to run away from it. Listen to how the people around you talk. Listen to how they dress, because when you come to these New Yorks and these LAs and stuff like that, you're gonna stand out by just being who you truly are. So I would say, look at the tools in your front yard, your backyard. Talk to your people, talk to your parents. Really romanticize your life. That's the advice you can have, and that's all for free. You don't need no money to do that. Dude, I'm a sucker for the story. Like I got every sticky note that I've written. I got every hotel key from the journey. Yeah, man. I love this. Yeah, it gets hard at times, but it's a story that I'm writing.
Nostalgic man over here.
Oh, definitely.
Your dad was a DJ, but you also said that the nails are a reference to him also in a way. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, he was also a maintenance man. So he used to work at the housing authority in my city. So like a lot of people probably see my dad and don't even know it. You know, just being like the housing projects and stuff, just doing like fixing that up. And we would always have tools around the crib, and yeah, we seen those nails one day and started from that, just romanticizing my life, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you're out there and you like having friction with your dad or whatever, that's just because you're just growing. You're gonna grow to love him and romanticize, like, yo, you used to be, you know what I'm saying, young like me. And like, you gotta understand, dog, when you get your parents' age, you can be like, oh damn, you were trying to, you know what I'm saying? You just gonna understand.
Yeah.
I'm understanding that.
You had that situation where your dad was like, yo, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And you kind of say in like your storyline that you're dropping, you're like, you gotta choose my path. So do you recommend that someone like kind of works at the shop for a bit and gets a little bit of money, or do you think that they should kind of sacrifice the money for a bit and just focus on their work?
So good at this, Ben. It's a case-by-case basis, man. It's a case-by-case basis. I feel like no matter how bad you want it, at the end of the day, your stomach is gonna rumble. You're gonna have to eat. And Greg Fillinganes, legendary musician, music director, he said a quote that you're never more of a artist than you are a human. You're gonna have to use the restroom eventually. You're gonna sneeze, you're gonna cough. So make sure you take care of the human first, because if you don't take care of the human, the artist is not even gonna survive. So don't be ashamed if you have to get a job. Really, when I was my first day at the gas station, the guy who was training me, like, he's like, yeah, so this is the toilet you're gonna have to clean, restock here and there. Like, I had a smile on my face the whole time. I even told him, I was like, yo, I want you to know, bro, this is very temporary. This music thing gonna take off for me. You know, like, oh, that's fine, man. 'Cause I'm actually training to be a UFC fighter right now. So everyone at these jobs, man, we all have dreams that we're all investing into. So do not feel ashamed. You're not alone. This journey is very cliche. But just watch a movie, watch a biopic, man. It's all the same. Wow, twin, that's crazy. Yeah, the gloss is perfect. If you don't know who I am, welcome. If you do know who I am, thank you. Debut album. I can't wait for you to hear it. I take great pride in my music and my art. So thank you for watching and even caring to even get to this point of the video. If you're here, that means you're invested, and we really appreciate it. And thank you.